Donald Trump suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the Georgia State Supreme Court on Monday, when that Supreme Court unanimously rejected multiple requests from Donald Trump. One, to completely bury, get rid of, dismiss the special grand jury's report from last year that recommends criminal charges against him. And the second request was that Fannie Willis, the Fulton County District Attorney, be totally removed from the case. She's not allowed to handle it anymore. Now, this was actually filed late last week. Donald Trump and his legal team filed these motions, one with the Georgia State Supreme Court and another with a superior court in the state of Georgia. Basically just going to any court they could and said, please save us. My guy's going to be indicted soon. You have to come out and stop this. And the Georgia State Supreme Court, every judge on that panel looked at this argument from Trump's lawyers and said, no. You haven't even presented any actual legal arguments as to why we should even do this. So no, we're not going to do this. In fact, they did say in their ruling that you have not shown whatsoever why we, the Georgia State Supreme Court, should even be looking at this. You haven't gone through the proper channels, and you say that, oh, we know the urgency of it and that's why you got to do it, but we don't see any of that. You've got to go through the right channels here, and you didn't provide any reasoning, any legal reasoning as to why you didn't go through the other channels. So please get the hell out of our courtroom. Now, there is a bit of urgency here, of course, with Donald Trump and his legal team. Fannie Willis has made it clear that indictments are coming. In fact, she has actually given us a more narrow timeline that is much sooner than what she had originally said. Now, she had said that indictments could come September 1st, but the new timeline says that indictments are likely coming anywhere between July 31st and August 18th. Which, by the way, means that we could have another indictment for Donald Trump before we hit that first Republican primary debate in mid-August. And that would certainly be a topic of conversation that the candidates would have to talk about up on that stage. Donald Trump is likely not going to be going to that debate because he thinks he got it in the bag and it's not worth his time to go and debate. But if all the other candidates up there are having to talk about 3 different indictments against you, that's maybe something you want to show up for. But until then, Donald Trump has to sit and wait. By getting rejected by the Georgia State Supreme Court, it makes it unlikely that they're going to be able to do any more of these delay tactics because the high court has already issued their ruling, right? So the lower court rulings at this point may not mean anything. Now, that will depend, of course, on how these other rulings, with that other court come down. If it's a completely different rationale and reasoning on different arenas than what the Supreme Court said, then maybe Trump can appeal it. But we have already seen the Georgia State Supreme Court at this point voice their opinion. And we've seen them do it with like a 1 business day turnaround at this point. So even if Donald Trump does try to appeal more to the Georgia Supreme Court, if he sends other complaints to them, they're going to very quickly smack it down just like they did this one. That is a good showing. That is a good sign. Things are not going well for Donald Trump in Georgia, and they're going to get so much worse in the coming weeks. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.